Hello and welcome to Robins TV for FA Cup football this afternoon as Bristol City welcome Lewes to the High Performance Centre again for the third time this season. City are unbeaten in their last 6 games. Can they make it a magnificent 7 to round off their final home game of 2021? We are less than 15 minutes from finding out. Joining me to dissect all the action, I'm pleased to say, is Women and Girls Development Manager James Thomas. Bit of a mouthful, that title, but we'll say Development Manager James Thomas is here. James, welcome to Robins TV.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Something special about FA Cup football, isn't there? It's knockout, of course, so yeah, it's something exciting today.
Yeah, it does, and I think league form sometimes gets thrown out the window a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we get today from both teams.
Yeah, so a bit about you for those that don't know. As I mentioned, this is you're the development manager at Bristol City. This is your second time you've gone away and come back.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about your job and your role bringing through those young players.
Yeah, it's about managing the entire pathway. So our under 11s are our youngest age group. Our under-21s are the team then that are at the top of the pathway, which obviously sits just below our first team. So my role is to make sure we're managing the staff correctly. We have a technical training program that all of the staff across all of the age groups follow, and ultimately making sure that Lauren gets as many first-team players coming through into her training sessions as we possibly can over the coming years. So it's about building that pathway into the first team.
And it's going pretty well so far. There are plenty. We're going to have a look at the teams in a little bit, very shortly. But it's going pretty well because there's so many girls coming through the academy now into the first team.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's what this club has always been built on, is producing our own players, and it's something the club really want to go back to, being a team that could be proud of having a core of homegrown players within that first team. And you know, there's some exciting talent within all of our pathway. As you said, we'll see some of those today that have already graduated through the pathway, but yeah, you know, today really it's about us making sure that continues in the future.
We just see the girls arriving now. So how has the week been for the team? International breaks can be a bit of a nightmare really when you're on the sort of momentum that City are on, but yeah, how has the week been for the girls?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think they're all very focused in terms of the task ahead, and you know, we're in a good run of form at the moment, and I know Lauren and the staff and all of the players want to make sure that continues for as long as possible. Okay,
well, 10 minutes to go-ish until kick-off, so let's have a look then at today's starting lineups. And we're going to start with Lewes, and a bit of an odd situation for them this afternoon due to precautionary measures. This is coming from their Twitter account. Due to precautionary measures related to COVID-19, they've got quite a small squad today, as you'll be able to see on your screen now. So it includes call-ups to 3 players from their development squad. So their 14-person squad does not meet the FA threshold for postponement. So it really is the bare minimum for them today. Salgado starts in goal. Cousins at the back. Ellie Hack takes the captain's armband for them. Heidi Logan and McKenna. And we've also got Cross, Howells, Aisi, Umatong is a dangerous player going forward for Lewes today. She starts along with Miller and Plum. And there you'll see it on the bottom of your screen. The bench only has 3 names on it: Hartley, Hudson and Balfour. And as for Bristol City, it looks a little something like this. Lauren Smith makes 3 changes to the team that beat Watford last time out, with a possible switch in formation too. Fionn Morgan and Naomi Lazelle come in for Ella Powell and Gwen Davies, which could mean that it's a change to a back 3 this afternoon. Expect Morgan and Cataldo to use their pace up and down the flanks, with Lazelle joining Satara Murray and Brooke Aspin at centre-back. The other change sees Jasmine Bull come in for Aggie Beaver-Jones, with Jasmine joining Chloe Bull and Ava Koiken in a solid midfield 3. And then up front, it's the dangerous pairing of Abby Harrison and Mel Johnson, both on the score sheet the last time these two met. Harrison, in particular, will be eager to add to her 6 goals in the last 6 games. Powell, Davies and Beaver-Jones all drop to the bench, and the attacking options don't stop there with Harrison and Johnson, because Simran Jamat, Jess Woolley and Maisie Collis are all waiting in the wings for their chance later on. So I'll ask you firstly about our visitors, Lewes. A really difficult situation for them to be put into today.
Yeah, it's the unknown, isn't it? And I think this is happening across football a little bit now as well, with, you know, postponements that we're seeing, I think, through the games programme over the last couple of weeks as well. So it's difficult. I think it means coaches need to become very agile in terms of how you deal with that. And then also, again, I think this is where a pathway is really important for a club, in that players stepping up from, whether it's a development side or their academy team, is, have they been working on the same things that the first team work on? And you know, that's obviously part of my role here. So I think that's that's something that's quite difficult, is to make sure those players are able to step up and understand exactly what's going on with the first team, what's expected of them. But again, you know, that jump up in intensity is quite high as well. So yeah, it is. It's a very tricky one for Lewes.
Yeah, okay, well, hopefully Bristol City can take advantage of that. And the lady behind it all, of course, is Lauren Smith, our head coach, and she's pitch side now.
Lauren, FA Cup action today. How keen are you to get a cup run going to keep that momentum?
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to keep the momentum from the last block of games. It feels like it's been a long time, and it's like starting again. So it'll show something if we can keep the performances and then obviously the results from last time around into these last 3 games before Christmas.
As you said, it has been a bit of a break, international, etc. How do you keep everyone on their toes and really hungry?
We've got a competitive squad, to be fair, and a lot of the players played in the last few games, so everybody's hungry to get on the pitch again, and they know that positions are up for grabs, so that's helped. Obviously, we've had a couple of players away internationally anyway, so that the group was a bit smaller during that time, but you know, they come in every single day wanting to drive and wanting to play, so you know, they can't ask for any better squad than that.
You've already beaten Lewes 3 times this season. Does that have any bearing when it comes to today's match?
No, I don't think so. FA Cup is FA Cup, isn't it? It's all to play for. It's, you know, it's a one-off chance. So there's a winner and a loser at the end of the day. So I think that all just goes to one side. And I think, you know, more than anything, if I was to go somewhere and not come away with something on the 4th chance or the 3rd chance, you know, it would probably drive me to go a little bit more into the game. So I'd expect them to start this game and finish it with a lot of drive and ambition to make sure that they give us a game and make sure they don't go away empty-handed again.
Some coaches tempted to change for an FA Cup, but you've kept them to a bit of a minimum. 3, Naomi, Jasmine and Fionn come in. Talk us through that thinking.
It's because of the break, really. We've had a few weekends without any games. Obviously, we had an in-house game during the break, but it's, you know, normally you might change things up based on giving players rests, but they've had plenty of rest over the last few weeks. So there are 3 important games now with the FA Cup, the Conti Cup, and then the last league game before Christmas. We want to build into it, so it needs to be our strongest team.
Fionn comes back in, first game for a month. Nice to have a player of her international experience to call on.
Yeah, and it was great that she got on the pitch against France as well when she was on there on international camp. So we're really pleased for her, and you know, she's been training well since that point, and hopefully she can take that momentum into club games as well.
You've won 5 out of 6 games here at the Robins High Performance Centre. How important is it to keep that home record?
Yeah, we want this to be somewhere that people don't want to come, so we need it. You know, it needs to be somewhere we play our best, and teams go and think, oh, I don't want to play there. It's, you know, it's hard to play here, and whether that's the fans, the excellent pitch, whatever it is that makes people not want to come and play us, we want to keep that going.
Go well today.
Thank you.
Lauren Smith with Dave Barton there. A Christmas treat for you now as we get ourselves ready for kick-off. Abby Harrison has been chatting to Robins TV about her life and career so far. Abby, welcome to Robins TV, first off.
Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. I think the last time I've spoken to you was way back in the summer. I think the Bristol City boys were playing Celtic at the Robins High Performance Centre. That seemed a long time ago, and I guess we had no idea the season that was coming for you. It seems like ages ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was during pre-season. Got the chance to come down and watch Celtic, which I think everybody knows is very much my team. But yeah, it seems a while ago. Lots happened, good and bad, but we're here.
I was going to ask you, that's what I was leading on to, really, your love of Celtic. Because speaking to you while Celtic were playing in the background, I tried to have a conversation with you, but your eyes were firmly on Celtic. You know, that's your team, isn't it? You know, your team that you grew up watching as a kid.
Yeah, it's a big family. All supported Celtic, so there was no chance I was able to support anyone else. And yeah, I guess it's probably just a lifestyle more in Glasgow. It's a big derby, and you know, you very much are Celtic or Rangers, and yeah, I'm Celtic and got a chance to play for them, and it was some of the best times of my football.
Yeah, and who were you looking up to when you were a kid watching Celtic growing up?
I think men's football was Henrik Larsson. He's a striker, and I've probably subconsciously pulled out his celebration once or twice and just sheer excitement. But yeah, he was class, but just, yeah, I just loved watching Celtic, if that was, yeah, anybody, younger boys or whatever. So yeah, it's ingrained within me.
I think that it's fair to say that it was Hibs where it really started to kick off for you? I think you scored so many goals at Hibs when you left Celtic, of course. So what was that opportunity like, leaving your team that you grew up watching as a kid and, you know, having to go somewhere else to kind of make a living and make your way in this game?
Yeah, it was a difficult decision that, you know, wasn't taken lightly. A few difficult conversations with family, but ultimately, in terms of football and what I wanted to achieve, I had to make the move. And as I say, it was difficult because I was living my dream every day. Although it's not professional in Scotland at the time, I was able to say I played for Celtic and stuff like that. So it was difficult to move to Hibs, but yeah, as you say, it kicked on. I was able to win trophies, play in the Champions League, and then ultimately move down here. So I don't regret, you know, anything in terms of timing. I think when I look back, it's all worked out perfect, and both clubs are a big part of my life.
Yeah, and as you say, another difficult decision comes when you move down here to Bristol, and that's a long journey, that from Edinburgh to Bristol. So I guess what I want to ask is, what initially made that decision for you, that I'm going to leave country, I'm going to move from Scotland to England?
I think as a Scottish player growing up, it's different now. In the past couple of years, they've obviously went professional. But I think growing up, I always knew I wanted to play football. Did I know if it was feasible or not, or it would come my way? I'm not sure, but I knew that I would need to make the step out with. So it was very much a realistic thing that I knew was going to have to come. And I guess it was just about timing. There's a few familiar faces down here, and it's a club that I know a lot of people that I've played for in the past, and everyone speaks very highly of it. So in terms of when the offer came about and the opportunity, I just grabbed it with both hands, and I've never looked back.
And we're getting towards the end of 2021. We're speaking to you before we play Lewes in the FA Cup, of course, which brings an end to Bristol City's 2021. It's been a real mixed bag this year, hasn't it? I guess the start of 2021 wasn't great with the relegation, but it's ended pretty nicely.
Yeah, I think there was a lot going on, and it was difficult, and ultimately it was devastating to get relegated, but I think it probably allowed a rebuild which needed to happen, and overturning staff and players that have got us to where we are right now. And I think after a difficult start, we're finding our form, and we've came together as a team, and we're just excited to see what we can achieve next year.
Well, Abby, here's to this afternoon. Here's to 2022.
Cheers, thank you.
Abby Harrison chatting to me earlier this week, actually. In stellar form at the moment is the Scot, as the teams now make their way out of the tunnel and ready for kick-off this afternoon. The FA Cup begins for Bristol City with third round weekend upon us. In a bizarre twist, they take on Lewes for the third time this season, fourth if you count the pre-season friendly between these two teams, with every game here at the HPC, and so far City remain unbeaten against their opponents from Sussex. Can they keep that run going and turn their good league form into a cup run? We're about to find out. As I mentioned, 6 unbeaten in all competitions for Lauren Smith's side, as those new faces at the start of the season have certainly gelled now, and her team look pretty unstoppable at the moment. However, the international break does do funny things to a team's momentum, and throw in the magic of the cup and anything is possible today. So we're almost ready for kick-off, so let's have a look at the two sides, starting with Lewes. As I mentioned before, due to precautionary measures related to COVID-19, they've got quite a small squad today, and it includes call-ups to 3 players from their development squad. Their 14-person squad doesn't meet the FA threshold for postponement, so it really is the barest of bones this afternoon. And as you'll be able to see there, only 3 on the bench. Salgado starts in goal, though. Cousins at the back. Hack takes the captain's armband, along with Heidi Logan, and McKenna's also involved today. And you're able to see Umatong on the starting 11 page there. She's going to be the danger player for Bristol City this afternoon. She scored the first time these two teams met this season, and she has got a goal in it. As for Bristol City, their team looks like this. And Lauren Smith makes 3 changes to the team that beat Watford last time out, with a possible switch in formation too. Fionn Morgan and Naomi Lazelle come in for Ella Powell and Gwen Davies, which could mean that it's a change to a back 3 this afternoon. The other change sees Jasmine Bull come in for Aggie Beaver-Jones, with Jasmine joining Chloe Bull and Ava Koiken in a solid midfield 3. And then up front, it's the dangerous pairing of Abby Harrison and Mel Johnson, both on the score sheet the last time these two met. And Harrison, in particular, will be eager to add to her 6 goals in the last 6 games. I'm pleased to say, joining me for this one, as he was up in the studio there, is James Thomas, head of the development side of things, the development manager for Bristol City Women. And I think I'm ready to go for this one, James. I'm not sure about you, but this could be quite a good game for Bristol City today.
Yes, two equally matched teams. I think if you look at the league, I think there's 2 places between both of these teams. But you know, so far this season we've had the upper hand over them. Hopefully that'll continue today.
And what I mean, City will know that Lewes have come to Bristol again today with a bit of a bare bones squad, as I've mentioned. Does that get talked about in the dressing room, or do they have the plan that they've talked about during the week and just stick to that?
Yeah, I think from Bristol's point of view, we'll just stick to our plan. We'll focus on what we do and how we operate. It'll be interesting, as you said, how Lewes get to deal with this, because again, this is almost a backs against the wall situation for them. So you know, sometimes teams will really respond to adversity like this. So I think this will certainly be a tough challenge for us.
5 wins and 4 losses in the championship so far for Lewes, with just 1 draw. They're certainly tough competitors. They know their way around, certainly the championship. Can they turn their form into a cup run as well? They'll be hoping so as well. So we're just about ready for kick-off. You might have just seen Max versus Lewes. Get ready for Bristol City versus Lewes. Fingers crossed there's as much drama in this one as there was in the F1 earlier. I won't spoil it. As both sets of players take the knee against all forms of discrimination. And we are just about ready to go. Underway. Long ball forward, which Cataldo does well to get a head on. Needs a bit of help from a goalkeeper and gets it in the end. Just about away from Fran Bentley. The ball forward finds the head of Cataldo again, and Lewes get an early corner. Good early pressure, and that's just what we were talking about. James, Lewes are here to play.
Yeah, I think both teams, to be honest, are teams that like to play football, but they like to play the football in the opposition's half of the field. So, as you saw then from kick-off, Lewes were very direct about getting that ball forward, and you know they've got a corner, you know, really quickly into the game.
First sign of danger for Bristol City. Can they pass their first test from this corner? And it comes on the left foot. It's a good corner, bouncing around down there, still not away. Ball's gone high, still in play, and eventually Jasmine Bull is able to just hook it over her shoulder and out for a throw. Lewes players just having a word with the referee, complaining about something. Hard to see what that is, quite frankly, but they do pass the test, Bristol City. This is Aisi charging towards the box now, looking for Umatong. It does find the striker's feet, and that's a nice turn. She might have won herself another corner here, but does well to keep the ball in play even. But concedes a free kick. And City eventually, James, do pass that first test.
Yeah, I think it's just, let's just get hold of the ball a little bit now and just keep possession for a little bit, just settle it down. I think that's been a frantic couple of minutes for us at the start.
Long ball forward, which Harrison will chase. She might keep it in play as well. It's come off a red sock, though. Out for a throw. Plenty in again today at the HPC. Plenty of fans there. Chloe Bull wins the ball and tries to play in Harrison. Here comes the goalkeeper, Salgado. And does well to claim the ball and also keep the ball in her box. Just needing options ahead of her. Clearance bounces all the way through to Koiken. Still not under control here. This time Aisi is able to find a pass forward. Johnson controls. Back to Bull, a loose pass. But Lazell does well. Runs forward with the ball as well. Tries to play in Johnson. City still searching for, as James mentioned, just somebody to just get control of the ball at the moment. It's all a little bit loose so far in the opening exchanges.
I think the other thing I've seen earlier on is Lewes are trying to put the ball in behind our back line at the earliest opportunity where they can. They've tried it, particularly down this Bristol's left-hand side. They've tried to just get the ball forward. So I think that might be a theme that they'll look to follow.
Something for those 3 Bristol City centre-backs to just be aware of this afternoon then. Murray, Aspin and Lazell alongside those 2 regulars. Aisi's first touch is not a good one. Comes off her thigh after pressure from Jasmine Bull. Referee just wanting to check the ball. It's fine, we carry on. Long throw towards Harrison, but headed back to Lazell. And it comes again. That's a better throw towards Harrison. Tries to manoeuvre it quickly, but Jasmine Bull goes back. Murray. Cataldo under pressure. Loose pass again, but it will find its way through to Jasmine Bull. Spreads the ball nicely, and now a chance for Lazell to charge forward. Happy to do so. Finds Morgan. 2 options in the box. Goes across. And City win themselves a corner of their own.
That was more like it, wasn't it? A lot more comfortable in possession, moving the ball quickly, playing limited touches. It's good to see.
The added threat of Naomi Lazell's cultured feet as well.
Yeah, I think a back 3 allows these players at centre back to step out because you've still got the security behind you. So it's a real benefit of playing this formation. It allows players, particularly if you've got ball playing centre backs.
Still not clear from the corner. Can City get a foot on this? They do. It's Koiken. Back to Cataldo. Their clearance is blocked though, and now it's a bit of a foot race. Out comes Bentley though to help out. Lazell again finds a red shirt. Morgan goes down. You heard the cry, but we play on. There's that early ball from Lewes again. It's not going to find one of their players though. Murray also happy to charge forward of the ball. Finds a nice pass to Chloe Bull, who knocks one over the top here. A chance perhaps for Morgan to chase forward. She does so. A slip at the back though from Lewes. And they're happy to keep the ball in play rather well. Morgan still battling down there. And has won herself a throw. We mentioned, James, that this is your second spell at Bristol City, of course, after a year or so abroad. The added benefit for you, of course, is as well as being the development manager, you know some of these players already, and Phil Morgan is one of those. Yeah,
I've been fortunate to working with quite a few of the players in and around this current first team squad, whether that was in my first spell at the club, a couple of years ago, or when I was working with Wales. Obviously, we've got quite a few Welsh players that are within and around the group. So again, it's a very familiar group of players and obviously staff as well.
And the added benefit as well is because you're a familiar face, there were quite a lot of new faces that arrived in the summer, but the added benefit is if you know somebody already, that just makes it a lot easier. We're starting to see this squad gel quite naturally now.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's key for the club, and that's the same for us throughout the pathway. From 11s all the way up. We need to create that unity across the group, or across the group of teams, and that's something we're certainly working hard on every day.
Intercepted well by Koiken. Sun just starting to set now. City with the sun in their eyes in this half, creating those long shadows up at the HPC. Throw in taken. Might roll all the way out for a corner kick here. It has. It took a slight deflection. I think it might have been off Morgan perhaps, but anyway, whoever it was, it's going to be a corner to Lewes. And it'll be Miller that goes over to take it. I think Miller is one of those young players that Lewes have had to call up today. It's a decent corner in as well, and it had to be punched clear by Bentley. It was a very good corner from Miller. Well, we've seen goals from that particular corner at the HPC before, and Fran Bentley this time was equal to it. Clawing it out from her own goal line. Excellent work from Excellent work from the goalkeeper between the sticks. Excellent work from the sticks. Excellent work from the horse throw. Excellent work from the sticks. Excellent work from the horse throw. 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 Excellent work from the horse thro Spinning in this swirling wind. Can City get a hold of the ball at the moment? Ball almost played in well by Harrison. Still not away from a Lewes perspective. They've got to try and clear their lines here as the pressure comes, this time from Lazell. Here comes City again with Harrison leading that line. She's got to try and keep the ball in play. The ball does go out, but it will be a City throw. Great to chat to Abby Harrison earlier this week, talking about her love for Celtic and how it really has this season just sort of clicked for her in the last few weeks. 6 in 6. She's a woman in form, hence why there's 2 Lewes players around her at the moment trying to stop her from getting on the ball. Eventually controlled, but Melissa Johnson doing her duty as well, defending down there. Loose pass, and could Abby Harrison make the most of this here? Hacked as well to go back to a goalkeeper. Again, a loose pass finds Chloe Bull. Johnson on the edge of the box, nice touch. And Lewes eventually clear their lines. City just starting to grow into this game now.
Yeah, I think so. I think loose passes have probably been the focus of the game so far for both teams. I think we both are giving the ball away probably far too often. We're finding 2 or 3 nice passes, but then the next one is wayward, which we need to tidy up on that. because I think at the moment that's making the game quite transitional.
Another loose pass. Aspen will have to go back and clean up. She's got time. Always looking forward as well, and that's a nice pass all the way out to Johnson, who controls well, has support on her left-hand side. Doesn't use Cataldo in the end. But it's as you were with a throw on this near side. It has taken a deflection off a City foot and will be a throw to the side from Sussex. Amy Palmer and Jess Woolley down there just out for their warm-ups. Might we see more involvement for Jess Woolley today? Lewes have played themselves out of trouble here very nicely. Morgan has to get back to defend. Long ball forward, won't find anybody.
Yeah, that's something we just need to be aware of, is very early they're just trying to spring in behind us with that early ball forward. Just need to be aware of that.
Aspin, again, more time for the teenager, and her ball might find Chloe Bull, or Jasmine Bull I should say. Not on that occasion. There are mistakes all over the place at the moment from both sides. Can either side take advantage of that? Koiken. Long ball forward from her, looking for Morgan. First touch is nice. Aspin. Morgan tried to flick it round a corner. Lewes come away with it. Calls for offside, not given. They're going to play on. And now the line referee's assistant does put their flag up. And we will come back for an offside against Lewes. Quite frustrating, that new rule, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you can kind of understand it to a certain degree, but I think there's some which are blatantly offside that you just need to call those.
Yeah. It's not like we even have the advantage of VAR up here either. Long ball forward for Harrison to chase. She's going to have to try and do battle with Hack, though, and I think the Bull's going to win that race in the end. Looks like quite a battle between those two today, Abby Harrison and Hack. I think they're both wearing the captain's armband today as well. "16 minutes played on Robins TV, 0-0 so far. It's been tight. This FA Cup third round match. Nice play, and City have a chance to break early here. Abby Harrison's onside. Can she have an opportunity on goal? She shoots on the half volley, but it's wide.
Great effort.
A good effort from Abby, as we hopefully see it on the replay again here. Great opportunity for Abby Harrison. Finally gets a yard of space. Goalkeeper chose to come out early. I think, James, she just tries to lift it over the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think so. You know, that's the threat that she poses, though. You know, always playing on the shoulder of the last defender. And I think if we can be a little bit tidier in our possession and we can find those passes a little bit better with a little bit more quality than maybe we've done up to this point, I think we'll get lots of chances, you know, for Abby to get into those positions again in the game.
Koiken finds Murray as City do get their first opportunity. That'll give them confidence as they try and go again. Nice pass to try and find Bull. But City are knocking on the door. Ball's gone high. Who's underneath it? Ava Koiken. Still not really cleared. Harrison. Ball still in play. Can City get a foot on it? Cataldo sees it out for a throw.
They're applying a lot of pressure, Lewes, making it very difficult for our players to compose themselves on the ball.
Strong header. Now Lewes can finally have a chance to get a foot on it. Cross with the ball up to Umatong. It's wavered from her and be a throw for Bristol City. Johnson. Cross again. Looking to get involved. Long ball forward for Harrison to chase. Lauren Smith calling for more from her team. Less than 20 minutes played. Still 0-0 at the moment. Offside again. This time against Howells, I think, over on that far side. This is the opportunity for Abby Harrison again. She's onside. And Salgado almost made Abby Harrison's choice easier for her, didn't she? By being so far off her line, Abby just thought, well, there's an opportunity. Difficult opportunity to take, but nonetheless a chance. Could we see another one? Morgan. Johnson's found space on the left-hand side. Goes for a cross early. Chance here for Koiken on the half volley. Blocked. Is it still alive? Johnson tries to get a foot on the ball, and eventually Lewes are able to clear. Aspin. Morgan. Harrison. As City again are knocking on the door. Could they be battering the door with Chloe Bull? Saved well by Salgado. Now, James, we're starting to see that attacking intent from Bristol City. They're really starting to click into gear now. Yeah, absolutely. That was a great sort of improvisation, or improvised pass actually from Fionn to get that opportunity through. Then that was good. Nothing clear cut at the moment. The ball seems to be always just bouncing a little bit too high for both of those chances for Abby Harrison and Bull. But Bull's found another one here for Johnson. She's in the box on her left foot, gets the cross in. Harrison's just evaded her. And it'll go out for, well, has it gone out? I think it has, just about for a throw over on that far side, hitting the corner flag on the way out. But now they're really starting to get it together here. Johnson again with that cross, looking for Harrison. Lewes have to be careful here. Aisi trapped at the moment. Lewes just need to clear their lines, and they do so. And the ball has found its way very nicely to a Lewes player in black and white here, but the pass is, again, not the best effort. Cataldo, right in front of Lauren Smith and those Bristol City dugouts. They do well to find a pocket of space. Morgan flicks one over the top for Harrison. Can she have another chance on goal, perhaps? Battling away down there just to try and win the ball. But Lewes again past that particular defensive test. They're doing just about enough at the moment. Yeah. I think, are we looking, from a City perspective, are we just wanting the pass to be a little bit cleaner? Do they need to make it easier for the strikers? I think so, and I also think as well, we're probably releasing the ball one pass too early, whereas we probably need to take another pass and then find that forward one, which will probably make it a little bit easier for Mel and Abby up front. I think at the moment we're probably releasing it a bit early, and it's just making their job a little bit tougher in the front line. So a bit more care and attention on the ball, and I think it will create a lot more opportunities for us going forward. Morgan still fighting to win possession. That's come off the heel of Naomi Lazell. Be a throw into Lewes. Over on the far side. Aisi controls well. That's much better from Lewes, finding Umatong now. She's finally got the chance to just get a hold of the ball. Switching the play nicely, finding a white shirt, but there's Satara Murray just to Smash that one clear. No chance of that one landing anytime soon. But nice build-up play there with Heidi Logan getting involved. Cross is blocked by Johnson. Bit of time for Johnson to try and find her strike partner. Not this time. Still, City aren't able to just get out of danger at the moment. Through the legs of Murray. Still not away. Cataldo still needs to defend here. But player down in the box, and eventually it comes off the heel of Umatong, I think. City living a little bit dangerously there. Weren't able to clear their lines. Aspin. Ball forward, finds Lazelle. Couple of options ahead of her. It's an adventurous pass to try and find Abby Harrison.
That again is similar to what I was saying. There was probably another pass before we tried to find Abby then, which just a bit more patience in that build-up might give us a little bit more success, I think.
Ball forward, should hold up. And Bentley has to come and clear it, and she does so remarkably well. Bouncing through, and the referee's blown her whistle for chat with... well, it's either Bull or Aisi. I think it might be Aisi. It might be a late challenge there, as the ball just came back towards Fran Bentley. So we play on. Bull just trying to turn, but no way through at the moment. It's another dangerous challenge from Aisi. The referee has just warned her about leaving too much in. It's going to be another chat between the two here. Bull certainly hurt herself. Murray and Koiken just checking she's okay. That's a sore one, that one, James.
Yeah.
In this cold as well.
Yeah, they're nibbling a little bit. They're putting a lot of pressure on, and so I think our players are finding it quite tough. And that may be a reason why we're releasing it maybe at the wrong times. Probably expecting a challenge to come in like that one.
Nice turn from Chloe Bull, and she's left her marker on the floor here. Nice idea, trying to find a through ball for Fionn Morgan. Morgan just gets turned a little too easily there, and Lewes are able to get it away. Recovered well, though, by Bull. She has it back now. Cross towards the box. Headed high, not quite away yet. Johnson still underneath it. Turns one. She can't turn the second. Murray and Umatong. That should be a good battle between those two today. Got her work cut out, Satara Murray. Koiken. Morgan has Lazelle making an overlapping run if she can find her. Might not have the pace, but she's got the tackle. A couple in the box to aim for, Naomi Lazelle. One of them's Johnson if she can find her. She does. And City's number 9 just perhaps wasted the opportunity there.
Yeah, it was a little bit behind her, I think, that cut back, wasn't it? Went into her back foot.
Still City have possession, though, with Cataldo. Needs a bit of help. Has it from Koiken, and now the ball forward finds Johnson again. Harrison on the edge of the box, 2 for company. Finds Johnson. Flicked ball over the top, looking for Harrison. Goes down in the box, nothing doing, says the referee. Lazelle. Overlapping run comes from Morgan. Lazelle's going to have a go herself, and it's well saved in the end by Salgado. Couple of opportunities for City there.
Yeah, I think the pressure Abby is under every time she receives a ball. I think there was 2 or 3 players around her then. It's going to be very tough for her to, as good as she is, to be able to capitalise on that. But what that should mean is there are spaces elsewhere, so there should be other players that we are able to release.
And Johnson is finding a bit of room, bit of time.
Absolutely.
Well, it's the nature of the beast, really. She's a Scotland international now. Scored on her return to the national side during the international break. And when you have scored 6 in 6, they are going to target you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Koiken. An unorthodox pass out wide. Harrison under pressure, but finds Jasmine Bull. Harrison wants it back. Johnson plays the through ball. Harrison now has a bit of space. Is there any options in the box, though? On her right foot, Harrison shoots, finds the top corner. Make that 7 in 7 for Abby Harrison. And why not have a little dance to go with it as well? Lewes had done so well to hold her out for 28 minutes. But Abby Harrison, you give her that much time on the ball, and she'll find the top corner.
Yeah, I think that was probably the first time in the, since the game has started that she wasn't under severe pressure receiving the ball. So that shows just exactly what it is she can do. I think the build up to that was much better in terms of the quality of passing as well.
And it really was orchestrated by Abby. You could hear her from where we are. Yeah. You could hear her saying, now I'm going, and she was through then. Does really well to build that up with Melissa Johnson as well. And Melissa didn't even have to look. She just put it in the area that Abby Harrison wanted it, and City lead 1-0. Just over 15 minutes to go until half-time. Lauren Smith calling for her side to push up, put pressure on these Lewes defenders. They've done well, though, with Cross. Cross with a lot of time on the ball at the moment to just gallop forward. And her pass finds a player in an offside position. Wasted opportunity there, really, for Lewes. Cross had so much time on the ball.
Yeah, she travelled with that for far too long, and I'm not sure whether she could have carried on going herself then rather than releasing that.
Remarkable amount of space for Cross, but Bristol City won't mind that. Long ball forward from Satara Murray, finds Harrison. Nice touch from her, matched by Chloe Bull. Lewes with a bit of time on the ball now. Again, the pass is loose. You really feel that Lewes could have been a lot more into this game had the passes been a little bit cleaner from them.
Yeah, I think both teams have been wasteful, but I think Lewes in particular, they've had a couple of opportunities where they've really let themselves down a little bit, I think.
Been in dangerous positions and not really made the most of it. Another example of it there. Might be a confidence thing, of course. We mentioned that they are a severely depleted squad this afternoon. There's only 14 players in the squad today. There are 3 on the bench, and one of them's a goalkeeper, so they under a bit of pressure today. Johnson looking for Harrison. That's asking a lot, really.
Yeah, I think Mel could have stayed on the ball then. She could have continued to drive with that. Committed defender. Get closer to the penalty area.
Cataldo looking for Bull, and somebody just nicks it off her toe at the last minute. Can City grab another one before half-time? We've just got under 15 minutes to go in this one, plus added time, of course. If they can, you'd fancy we'll be in for a comfortable afternoon, perhaps, like it was just over a month ago. These two played each other in the Continental Cup.
Good retention of the ball here.
Koiken. This is much better from City. Nice build-up play. As I say, that possession's lost. There's nowhere for Cross to go, though. Koiken does well to block it out for a throw. Throw-in taken. Cataldo matches the throw with the header. Ball's still going to stay in play here, and Umatong goes down, shoving the back from Cataldo right in front of our camera position. That was very clear for us to see.
Yeah.
But clever play by Umatong, really. Just stepped across her, didn't she, and won an easy free kick.
Yeah, she's a threat. Her movement has always been really, really good. It's one of the real strengths of her game.
Formerly of Portsmouth and Brighton, Ini Abassi Umatong. Here she is again, controlling the ball well, trying to bring others into play. One of them is Logan. Goes back. IEC. Can Lewes get themselves into this game? A chipped ball forward, looking for Umatong. It's just too high. A monster throw that from Bentley. Finds Abby Harrison at the first time of asking. Harrison forward now to Morgan. I think there's only Johnson in the box. If she can find her, it's a low cross towards Johnson. But it might be a corner to Bristol City. Harrison wants a corner.
It's a good break.
An excellent breaker and a good cross too from Morgan. Well, on second viewing, actually, does look like it's come off the toe of Melissa Johnson. Difficult though, I guess, when Morgan looks up and sees that it is only Melissa Johnson in the box. It becomes even more difficult then, I guess, to find an intended target.
Yeah, I think it was such a quick break. It was difficult for the rest of the team to catch up. I think Mel was probably the highest player at that point in time, which is why she was there. But for the others, it was a challenge to get up.
Aspin puts her foot through that one. Harrison will chase it down. The pass needs to be good. And the clearance matches it as well. Aisi taking up that central position, trying to look forward if she can. Has to go back, and that's probably a wise decision with a wall of red shirts ahead of her. Touch wood, James. Commentators curse and all that, but I think City have defended pretty resolutely so far.
Yeah. You know, Lewes have posed a threat throughout. So, but we've dealt with it so far.
Not been many opportunities for Lewes, but that's a wasteful pass. Just on a different wavelength there, I think. Chloe Bull and Mel Johnson. Aspin. Again, the pass doesn't find Bull. Ball forward.
I think one of the things we do need to start doing is we need to be a little bit more aggressive in our press. We're allowing them to play with not too much pressure, and I think you can hear Lauren Smith shouting it quite a lot, trying to encourage her team to get up and get pressure on the ball. Just make the game a little bit more uncomfortable for Lewes.
Aspin sees it out for a throw. Aisi controls really well, plays backwards, has it back now. 25 yards out, Aisi, can she have a go? She does, turns and shoots. Wide enough of Bentley's goal to not challenge her, but a decent effort. Worth a go, isn't it, James, I think, when you're that far out?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think Bentley will be too concerned if Lewes are limited to shots like that from 25 yards out. Lazelle. Ball forward looking for Harrison. Doesn't find its intended target. Pressure coming again from Fionn Morgan. Lewes try and play themselves out of trouble, but it's not going to work. Morgan. Couple of options in the box if she can find them. Decides to go back with Koiken. Lazelle doesn't keep the ball in play. Hard to tell if it was worth the risk, really. The ball was definitely going out of play. Lazelle tries to keep it in using her chest, but loses out in the end. IEC. Chipped ball forward, finds Logan. Nice control from her. Pass isn't the best one. Murray's able to clear it. Here's Logan again, another dangerous player that Lewes have. Just trying to grow into this game, Heidi Logan, but so far being denied at every turn. Morgan wants the ball out wide. She might have the pace to beat Hack here. And Hack has no choice but to go and knock that one out for a corner. Great pressure that from Fionn Morgan.
I think that's what we need all over the field. I think we've done that well enough yet today, but I think it will create us a lot more opportunities if we do. But it needs to be a team thing. It can't be one or two players doing the press. It has to be everybody involved in that.
Corner was taken short. In comes the cross now. Still bouncing around down there. Johnson manages to control it with her toe, and Umaton clears away. Excellent control by Morgan, and here comes the third wave from these Bristol City attackers. Morgan. Back to Koiken. City still having players in the box, waiting for that cross. Waiting patiently as well. Chipped ball looking for Morgan. Still the ball's in play. Can she finally get a cross in? She can, but it's blocked. And unfortunately, it'll just trickle into the arms of Salgado. Sort of blocked out at every turn there, weren't they? The combination of Morgan and Koiken just crowded out in the end. Lazelle with a chance to run forward. Harrison wants the ball early. Too much power on it in the end. Quick ball forward. Lewes really trying to just get that ball forward as quickly as they can, but at the moment really lacking the efficiency needed to cause those City defenders any sort of trouble. Morgan and Koiken link up again. Said that a few times this half, and here's Mel Johnson on the ball, charging into the box. We've said that too. This time it'll be a corner. Don't think this time they will take it short. Chloe will stand over it. She's had an excellent 2021, I think it's fair to say, on a personal level. Got married not too recently. Here comes her corner now. Finds a Lewes head. Still not away though. Murray's underneath this one. Might go all the way back to Bull. Nods it on. And out for a throw. Lazelle. Koiken. Ball forward again. Nice touch that from Bull. Harrison trying to link up with Johnson. Decides to go out wide this time, and it's just nicked off the toes of Chloe Bull. IEC. Lewes trying to start something on the counter-attack, perhaps. Not if Brooke Aspin could say anything about it. Jasmine Bull finds Chloe Bull. Not related. Chloe tries to play a Melissa Johnson. It's a nice effort. Melissa Johnson could have a chance to make it 2 here, and she's just lost out in the race. What an effort this was, and what a pass. Chloe Bull shrugging off the challenge, finds Melissa Johnson. She just knocks it, I think, through the legs of the goalkeeper, Salgado, there. And the deflection has meant it's a corner to Bristol City, but what an opportunity that was.
Yeah, I think there was a foul in the build-up as well, which I don't think the referee's gone back to deal with, but it was definitely I thought a yellow card. But
the pull back, you mean?
Yeah, the pull back on Chloe. She did great to retain possession and then find a pass of that quality.
In comes the corner now towards Murray, who does win the header. Not quite away yet. Aspin's underneath it, hooks it over a shoulder. Salgado does well to get a glove on it, and the referee, I think, has called for it's either an offside or a foul on the goalkeeper there. I think it's an offside. But City certainly looking for a second before they go in for the half-time break. Stick with us at half-time. We're going to have all the we'll go through all the incidents with James of that first half, plus you can be a winner as well with the Robbins Foundation. More details of that at half-time. Cataldo with a throw. Bull and Koiken doing really well to maintain possession there. Bull with chip ball forward. She knows Fionn Morgan's got some pace on it, but the ball unfortunately has a little bit more on that occasion. But it's worth trying with Fionn Morgan, isn't it? Because I think she's one of the fastest players in the squad, and just put that ball into a bit of space ahead of her.
Yeah, she's so explosive and direct. So if you can exploit that, you know, it's certainly something you need to look for.
Cataldo. Here's the call for man on. Plays on. And finds a nice pass out wide to Lazelle. First time pass. Finds Morgan. A little bit behind her. Koiken, chip ball forward. Looking for Chloe Bull, I should say. Nice idea. Loose pass again. Koiken, 3 ahead of her. If she can find a red shirt. It's well recovered in the end. But lost again by Lewes. And City, with seconds counting down until half-time, have a chance perhaps to grab a second. Chloe Bull, nowhere to go. Has to go backwards. All the way backwards. This might go back to Bentley. Morgan goes back on side. Cataldo. And that's the end of the first half. No additional minutes required at the end of that first 45 minutes. And James, we were talking off air that you've known Lauren Smith for nearly 8 years now.
Yeah.
Will she be happy with that first 45 minutes?
I think she'll be happy that we're 1-0 up. I don't think she'll be overjoyed with the performance, because I think there's been some sloppiness. There's been some areas of things that we need to be so much better at. So, yeah, I think she'll be going in there pleased that we've got the advantage in terms of the scoreline. But I think she'll expect a slightly higher standard than we've seen so far in the first half.
Okay, well, we're going to have a little bit of a break, and then we'll analyse all of those incidents from the first half on the way after this.
We heard the UK's yoghurt-loving superfans wanted something super thick and homegrown. A yoghurt that's high in protein, low in fat, and naturally low in sugar. Fit for breakfast, lunch, and everything in between. But such a thing didn't exist. So we made our own. Yo Valley Super Thick, lovingly made on home soil.
Archer here from the Nexus Group. Hopefully by now you recognise our logo on the back of the lad's shorts. As a City fan and a Bristol businessman, I want to help as many companies as I can with their recruitment needs, especially as we come out of this awful pandemic and lockdown. And for any customer, new or old, that puts an order in with us before now and the beginning of next season, we'll put you in a draw to win a VIP matchday experience as guests of me and the Nexus team.
Hi, I'm Mark Johnson, the founder of Mojo Active. We are here in North Bristol and we've got around about 80 acres of outdoor green space, and woodland area, and we can organise events for small team building right through to large corporate entertainment events for anything up to 500-600 people. We can specifically address key objectives, anything from leadership, team building, team cohesion, trust. We can tailor our activities and events to all age groups and abilities. Here at Mojo Active, we understand how important it is to get outdoors with your team, whether that's to reward success or acknowledge team's performance, but we can do that here for you. If you're interested in getting your team outdoors and having some fun and really rewarding them, then get in touch through Mojo Active.
Welcome back to Robins TV then, where it's going pretty well so far for Bristol City, leading 1-0 against Lewes in the FA Cup third round. And I'm pleased to say James has joined me back in the studio. James, so far so good.
Yeah, obviously the 1-goal advantage is always nice to go in at half-time. I think there's, as we said briefly during commentary, there's some areas that probably Lauren will want to tighten up on during the half-time period, ready for the second half. But yeah, good place to be at half-time.
We'll analyse two areas of the pitch. Firstly, defensively, and I think so far, 10 out of 10. I mean, there's hardly been any chances for Lewes, and they've defended pretty resolutely, those three centre-backs.
Yeah, they have. I think they've dealt with the threat of that forward pass, because as we said earlier on in the game, Lewes are looking to try and release their frontline players very, very early. So the back line have dealt with it great. I think probably what we'd need to do is to make sure that ball isn't getting released in the first place, because we're then relying on our back line, and I think it's always better to try and stop the danger at source, which is where that player that's releasing the ball. So I think we probably need to apply a little bit more pressure to the ball further up the field where we can.
Okay, and then in terms of going forwards, what more would you like to see? I mean, we're 1-0 up, as you said, but in terms of going forwards and to really kill this game off, what would you like to see?
I think probably patience in possession. I think again we're releasing early, which when you've got Mel and Abby, it's hard not to want to give them the ball as soon as you can or as often as you can. But I think there's been passages of play where we probably need to take a fourth pass or a fifth pass before we release it forward, and I think that will probably allow us to have a higher level of quality, which hopefully will give us better results in the final third. But yeah, I think that's probably what we need to do. We're doing all right. We're doing all right, but I think there's areas we can tighten up on. If we do, it'll probably give us a higher level of success.
Okay, well, let's have a look now at what's happened in that first half. And we're going to start with Abby, and I think it was the first opportunity of the game. Talk us through what's happened here, James.
Yeah, I think that there, in terms of the release from Chloe, I believe it was, before the forward pass came in, I think that was really good. I'm looking at it, I'm not sure whether Abby could have taken another touch, but as you said, I think in commentary, the fact that the goalkeeper kind of stood herself in no man's land, it was probably Abby probably saw the goal and thought, I'm going for it straight away. So you can't really blame her for that. But no, that was a great passage of play, and again, it was clean, concise passing, move with tempo. And that's very difficult to defend against. Yeah,
I think we're always focusing on Abby Harrison and Mel Johnson, but I think Chloe Bull has been a standout today as well. And she did have an opportunity in that first half to get a goal herself. So it's nice build-up play again. And this one is a good opportunity, isn't it, James? Just bounces a bit unkindly for her.
Yeah, I think it was high. She was it looks as though she was waiting for it to come down a little bit for her to strike it. But, Chloe has certainly got the ability to strike those.
We reached sort of around about 25 minutes in the game when it was quite even. Then City really started to take control, didn't they? We'll see here a couple of chances that City had in quick succession. I think Lewes just don't really clear their lines very well here, but City sort of trying to make the most of it, don't they?
Yeah, and that's one thing we have done quite well, is we've picked up a lot of loose balls in and around the edge of Lewis's penalty area, which has been good. So I think that might create shooting opportunities for us, or maybe a pass into the box for one of our forward players. But I think we've done that quite well.
And eventually, City did take the lead, and it was a brilliant finish once again, 7 out of 7 for Abby Harrison. Excellent build-up play here, James.
Yeah, build-up on this has been great.
And it's just that finally giving Abby Harrison the space. She's not had much space in that first half.
Yeah, I think, again, it's quite interesting to see where she's played central for the majority of the game. She's not really found the space. That was probably the first time she's pulled out to the left, or kind of the inside left channel, which gave her that opportunity. So, maybe that's something we'll see a little bit more of her in the second half. It's just maybe pulling into this half space, which is very difficult to defend against.
Yeah, I can see it there. She drags Plum completely out of position, finds that space, and then finds the top corner, as she does.
As she does.
As she does, Abby Harrison. Of course, Lewes, we mentioned they are going to be a tough side to beat this afternoon. They've had chances of their own. This is Frida Aisi for them, with an opportunity on the edge of the box. Quite far out. It's the closest they've come, but it's a decent effort.
It is. Again, it's like I was saying, probably a bit more pressure on the ball so that she can't turn and get a shot on goal would probably be the, if we were being fussy over that. We'd rather that didn't happen, even though it is a shot from distance. We'd still probably rather no shots on our goal at all. So I think we could probably apply a bit more pressure on that ball.
Yeah, and then probably the final chance of this first half came to Mel Johnson. She's looking for a goal herself, of course. Long ball forward, but so close to making it 2 here.
Yeah, again, Chloe was instrumental in that. Did really well, and that was unlucky. That it was just probably a little bit too much on that touch that put it through the goalkeeper's legs, and otherwise Mel could have gone around the other side and scored perhaps. But
such a good effort. But
yeah.
I think we've talked about how we think that we're confident that City can go and double their lead in that second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think with it being a cup game, Lewes now have to come after us. They have to. They've got to get a goal. They may as well lose 2-0 as 1-0. So they've got to come and try and get a goal to get back in the game. So that hopefully will open up as the second half goes on. That will open up more spaces for us, which we can hopefully then start to exploit that a little bit more.
Okay, right. Very quickly, we're going to tell you a little bit about the Robbins Foundation. Before we have a look at the prizes, I'm going to show you a little bit about what the Robbins Foundation do. This next video just tells you a little bit about the work they do in the community and the help that they give those with disabilities and how they get their opportunity to play football.
So I'm Sam Smith. I'm the Disability Engagement Officer for Bristol City Robbins Foundation. So it gives everybody a chance to play football, really, to make new friends, to socialise, to improve a wide variety of skills.
My name's Lewes and I got cerebral palsy. I come to the Disability Pound session.
So from when Lewes first started to how he is now, you can see the improvement he has made, the confidence he has, and the improvement he has in his teamwork, his footballing skills in general. And obviously tonight he scored about 3 or 4 goals, so he's definitely improved on his overall football ability as well.
I had a look on the website, and then I had a look. I thought, oh, this is quite good. And then I spoke to Sam to see if I can come along and see how it goes. And then ever since then, I've been coming up here.
I think it's really important for people with disabilities to play sport. They gain loads of benefits, both physically and mentally. Obviously gaining in fitness, making new friends, and generally improving their self-esteem.
So when I first started, I was quite nervous. I just grown. They know if somebody said to me, oh, you can't play football because of the disability, I ignore that.
So at our Pan Disability session, everybody is included, everybody is welcome, every Tuesday evening at Imperial Sports Centre.
Amazing work from the Robbins Foundation, again helping those people, helping everybody in our community. And they're at it again this Christmas with their Robbins Foundation Christmas raffle. Now, these prizes that we've got here on the table with us include Hannoa Masengo's signed boots, pretty good, Max O'Leary's signed gloves, and a signed shirt from the Bristol City men's squad. Some nice stuff. It's some nice Christmas presents, to be honest, James. If you wanted to enter, that'd be a pretty nice Christmas present for somebody. And the prizes are here thanks to the guys from the Robbins Foundation. As I say, their Christmas raffle this year is just around the corner on the 20th of December, so you've still got time to enter. By entering the raffle, it's just £2. You can enter as many times as you like. You sign up and you help those in the Robbins Foundation do their work in the community, plus give yourself a chance of winning these amazing prizes. It's not just this, we've also got stuff, signed shirts from Hannoa Masengo himself. He's donated quite a lot this Christmas, plus gilets, other stuff, merch from the Bristol City store, so plenty of stuff that you can get your hands on, and as I say, some pretty good Christmas present ideas as well for somebody this year. So yeah, some nice stuff there, and only £2. You can't say fairer than that, can you, really,
Absolutely
James?
Not.
And it helps others in the community. So
yeah, no, it's great work being done
stuff
by the foundation.
Absolutely. So yeah, as we get ready for half time, for the second half, I should say, we've mentioned what we expect City to do. What do you expect Lewes to do? They want to obviously turn this around. They've got to try and come out, haven't they? Yeah,
I think the one thing they've done really well is the press and the pressure that they've tried to apply to us when we've had the ball, and I think they'll probably be a little bit even more aggressive with that, because as I said, they need to go and score a goal now, so they're going to come after us a little bit quicker. and I think they'll probably try and release the ball a little bit earlier as well.
And also, I mean, Umatong is a player that I've picked out as somebody that I think is going to be a threat for them. She hasn't done much so far. Is that down to her, or has Satara Murray just completely shut her out this afternoon?
Yeah, I think, you know, our three centre-backs have done great so far, but, you know, the player's a real threat, and I think we knew that when she was at Brighton and where she's played previously. So we just need to minimise the opportunities that she gets, because, you know, again, you know, good strikers, it only takes one opportunity for them to do something special.
Yeah, absolutely. We've mentioned about City's attacking options as well. And having a look at the bench, I think we've got Beaver Jones, Maisie Collis is also on the bench at the moment, so plenty of attacking intent for City there as well. Simran Jamaat as well, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think Aggie could become quite useful in the second half, especially when, as I said, if Lewes continually press forward to try and get an equaliser in this, that should give us spaces. And I think Aggie, when she has the ball at her feet and she's able to travel with it, she's a real threat.
Yeah,
so I think that might be something we'll unleash in the second half.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you as well, at the moment we're playing with that back three. Do you think that will change, or is the intention for Lauren to see that out for 90 minutes today?
I don't think it will, because I don't think right now there's a need to change it structurally. I think it's more the detail in terms of what we're doing with the technical parts of the game. So in terms of the quality on the ball and those things, I think structurally it's not causing us a problem. We possibly may go slightly higher up the field, as I said, in terms of a press, but I don't think it'll change what we need to do in terms of the formation. But you never know. You never know. It may change. It may change in game as well. So
yeah, absolutely. The opportunity is there.
Yeah.
And just finally, you know, we mentioned that this is the FA Cup this weekend, of course, but that would be 7 unbeaten, I think, in all competitions. That's got to help for the league stuff as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's confidence, isn't it? You know, the more games that you win, and you know, Lauren spoke about it before the game in terms of wanting to make the high performance centre a real fortress and a place where people don't want to come. And again, just another win, another result. You know, if we get that over the line today, that just adds to that. And you know, teams will then look and really fear coming to us. But no, the run is fantastic, and you know, long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just a couple more games left of 2021. Yeah. I think, is it every opportunity that they can make that 8 and then 9 unbeaten?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, every game, every opponent will give you a different challenge and a different threat. But no, I think, you know, we really shouldn't be fearing anybody really right now. I think there's so much confidence. We've got to work. Obviously, you've got to having the ability is great, but you have to have the application as well. But I think that's one thing this group really does have, is, you know, they'll fight and they'll work for each other, and they'll work for the jersey, which is important. So yeah, hopefully we can finish the year on a real positive note. So
just before the girls come back out, I would like to talk a little bit about the development side of things as well, and those younger age groups. How are they getting on this season? Is there a league system going on at the moment?
There is for the 21s, for the 16s also. The 14s, 12s, and 11s kind of play within a friendly or a more friendly, non-competitive environment. But you know, the 16s are a very strong group. But there's talent throughout that entire pathway, which is really exciting. You know, we have players in the first team squad who are technically academy players or under 21 players, but they're playing up. So you know, that's a great opportunity for us. And again, we're trying to accelerate some players learning throughout the age groups where we can, in terms of just bumping them up to the next age group to try and challenge them in another way. But no, you know, there's a really bright future ahead for the club, and it's our job to make sure that continues and Lauren gets those players that she needs.
Absolutely, and hopefully a bright second half on the way as well. Right, let's get back into our commentary position then, James, and we'll have all the next 45 minutes on the way next. 45 minutes to go then in this FA Cup third round match between Bristol City and Lewes. So far so good for Lauren Smith's girls. Not perfect, but the job is being done well so far. And I don't think it looks like any changes, James. At the moment it looks like it's as you were at the end of the first half, I think. No substitutions. Of course, it only took a matter of seconds after the end of half-time for Mel Johnson. Oh, and just as I say that, Aggie Beaver-Jones is coming on. I'll get to that in a minute. Aggie Beaver-Jones is going to come on. Good to see her. Great attacking intent from her. It looks like it might be for Mel Johnson, I think.
Yeah.
By the looks of things. Early ball finds Abby Harrison. Still charging forward, Harrison here. I was just about to say about the last time we played Lewes, Mel Johnson scored within seconds of the second half starting. Not to be repeated this time, unfortunately. But no Mel Johnson for the rest of this game. What will Aggie Beaver-Jones bring in her place?
I think Aggie's very good dealing with players around her, so under pressure, you know, dribbling at them. So I think she can provide some real threats in the final third.
Bull looking to try and play in Aggie Beaver-Jones, and she's done so. This is her first touch. Can she get a cross in? It's a nice effort. She's found a goal. Well, how about that? Aggie Beaver-Jones, with I think her second touch of the ball, has found the back of the net, and yet again against Lewes, with the second half starting, City perhaps have put this game to bed. What a fantastic finish from Aggie Beaver-Jones, just lifting it over the top of Salgado. And Bristol City have a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, that's the impact you want your substitutes to make when they come on, right?
Talk about an impact. The first touch takes it past the foot of a Lewes defender. The second lifts it over the goalkeeper's head and puts it in the bottom corner. Well, they call them impact players coming off the bench. I think Aggie has certainly lived up to her name there. And much like the last time we played Lewes in the Conti Cup, that second goal really could prove vital, I think,
yeah.
James.
Yeah.
Really changes the game plan, doesn't it, from the away side?
Yeah, that's it. As I said at half-time, you know, they now really have to go for it. So, you know, that could help us, you know, in terms of counter-attacking.
Severely depleted squad as well today. Beaver-Jones putting pressure on the defence. Cataldo wins the header. Beaver-Jones skips past one challenger, gets hauled to the ground. That might be a yellow card here. The referee wants to have a word. Not the best challenge, that, really, from Miller. It's far too easy for the referee to call a free kick there. Not a yellow card, though, just a word. Bull. Cataldo, now Beaver-Jones, the goal scorer. Nice turn from Chloe Bull. Couple of options ahead of her. The through ball towards Harrison. Will this be seen out? Eventually it will. Chloe Bull really standing out in this game, always looking forward.
Yeah.
And again, trying to find that through ball to find Harrison. Goal kick taken short. Eventually cleared long as far as Cataldo. Beaver-Jones is hustled and harried out for a throw. Ball comes off a Lewes foot, throw into Bristol City. Nice touches all over the field. Harrison, Beaver Jones, and Beaver Jones switches the play nicely. Aspin with a bit of time. Finds Jasmine Bull. Great build-up play this from City. Now Fionn Morgan charging towards the box. But it'll be a throw.
Really good tempo and quality to that passage then.
Ball never really left about a foot off the floor either, did it? It's all on the floor stuff. Such very pleasing on the eye. Confidence flowing through the veins at the moment. Lazell's long throw finds Harrison, still bouncing around, and Morgan takes it on the half volley. It's not a bad effort, you know. I think the wind caught it ever so slightly, took it over the bar. One of those efforts, if she really had put her foot through it, you might have sailed over the bar, but it just had a little bit taken off of it. It allowed it to be a decent effort.
See, the intention to press higher seems to be there this second half.
Here comes the press.
Putting them under pressure.
It's worked well again.
Yeah.
Koiken. Harrison wants the pass. Has it found her? Not this time. City looking for a third here. That really would kill the game off. Taken short. Morgan. Might have to do the work herself here. Clean cross towards Salgado. At the near post, takes it into her gloves. IEC gets her foot on the ball for what feels like the first time in a while. Now cross. Can she get a cross into the box? On her left foot, decides to shoot, and Bentley does well at her near post. And that'll do a good bit of work for Fran Bentley's concentration. Not that she doesn't concentrate, but a first chance to get her gloves on the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Decent save. Aspin, long ball forward. Too much on it this time for Beaver Jones. Ball is loose again. Here comes Chloe Bull. Flicks it one way. Back to Jasmine Bull. Can she find a pass? On the edge of the box is Morgan. Only a couple of options ahead of her, really. The door just seemed to close on Fionn Morgan there. She tried to play the through ball. It's lost again by Lewes. Beaver Jones spreading it nicely to Morgan. Abby Harrison, is she onside? Flag stays down, it's a chip, and it's in the back of the net. A delightful finish from Abby Harrison. Shrug of the shoulders from her. Fionn Morgan, nice ball forward. And Abby Harrison just takes her time to chip it over Salgado, who almost got more than a glove on it, by the way. But Abby Harrison really enjoying her football now. And so are these fans, because it's Bristol City 0, Lewes 3. Oh, Bristol City 3, Lewes 0, I should say.
Great finish.
And when you're in a confident mood like she is, and when the confidence is just flowing through, those sort of things just come off, don't they?
Yeah, and I think when you're in this kind of run, it's almost like the goal is 3 times the size.
Yeah.
And you just, it's difficult not to hit the target when you're in this kind of run. So, no, it's great. But again, really good movement, good quality in terms of the build-up, and to have that awareness of recognising where the goalkeeper is and to be able to put that over her was fantastic.
That's 8 goals now in her last 7 games. Remarkable run of form. She picked out Henrik Larsson earlier this week when I spoke to her as somebody that she really looked up to growing up as a Celtic fan. I think he'd be more than proud of that finish
Absolutely,
today.
yeah.
Swedish and Celtic legend. Cataldo goes down, a bit of a ruck going on there. And City win the free kick, which they've taken quickly. Beaver Jones spreads the ball out, but it's intercepted. Perhaps a chance for Lewes to break, but Tara Murray reads the game well, as she does so every week. Abby Harrison goes down after a knock in the back. Harrison just needs to keep her cool here. Oh, I thought for a moment there. The red mist has started to descend a little bit there on both Harrison and Cousins. I thought for a minute there, James, I saw the glare in the eye of Abby Harrison start to...
Yeah, it was a nasty niggle, I think.
Kick in the back of the leg, wasn't it?
But we've just got to keep our cool now. You know, we're in a great position. We don't need to do anything to jeopardise that.
Bull towards Beaver Jones. She goes down in the box. Doesn't call for a penalty, and it hasn't been given. 10 minutes gone of this second half. City leading 3-0. 2 from Harrison, 1 from Beaver Jones with just her second touch of the game after coming on at half-time. Morgan needs to try and get control of the ball. She's lost it now to Miller. Aspin still under pressure from Umatong. Bentley clears along to Cataldo. Lewes have won the ball in an advanced position here. Aisi, Umatong to her right. And that does sum up Lewes' afternoon, really. A little bit disjointed. Not their finest hour. Aspin. Lazelle on this near side. City just playing that patient game at the moment. Keeping the ball on the ground, just trying to find their way through this Lewes defence. Cataldo now, not rushing things.
Really good build-up this.
Finds
really
Morgan. Bull, almost turns, but City retain possession. Jasmine Bull, that's a nice through ball to find Lazelle. With a first-time cross towards Harrison. It's flicked over by the goalkeeper. Still there. Bull. Has it gone in? It has. Well, it was a bit of a horror show from Lewes at the back, but City take advantage. Decent cross this from Lazelle. Almost finds Harrison for a hat-trick. And Salgado, the Lewes goalkeeper, takes 2 bites of the cherry to keep it out of a goal. But Chloe Bull nods it in to make it Bristol City 4, Lewes 0.
I think the build-up in that towards that goal just kind of showed the confidence that's running through the team right now. You know, how they were stroking that ball around. It was really, really good. There was a quick turnover where we lost it, but we got it back straight away and then just settled into, again, a really nice ball out by Jazz into the wide area, and another good goal again.
Umatong. Not giving up the ghost yet. But Bristol City really showing their mettle at the moment. November and December have been good months for Bristol City. Ball forward. Aisi. Might she have a go on the edge of the box here? There's not many options with her. One of them is Umatong, but she is going to have a go. And it's hit the post. Still there, an opportunity perhaps, and it's blazed over in the end. Well, I think it caught Bentley off guard here, James.
Yeah.
Aisi again, great effort. Just wonder if Bentley thought it was going wide.
Yeah.
But credit to Lewes. They haven't given up here. 4-0 behind, still with half an hour to play. And they've come close by hitting the post.
I think a clean sheet is also really important for us as well. Again, that's just another marker of confidence. If we can get through the game with a clean sheet, if you can go on and score an extra goal, that's great. But clean sheets really build confidence as well. So, that could be something that certainly Lauren would be looking to try and get from, from the rest of this game.
Bull picks it up in the centre. Finds Beaver Jones, who should be onside here. She's managed to keep the ball in play on the far side. Nice flick round the corner to find Koiken. Low cross towards the box. Lewes need to clear their lines. And do so, but here comes City again. Cataldo's ball forward. Finds its way through to Jasmine Bull. Switching the play, and, well, we know what she was trying to do. It was that pass to Fionn Morgan that's worked a few times in this game, but Morgan goes short, the ball goes long. We're almost at the hour mark here. Morgan intercepts play well, finds Koiken, does just about enough. Through ball, looking for Abby Harrison, who I think might have left it to Fionn Morgan. Ball still going to find its way to a red shirt. Lazelle looking for a 1-2 perhaps with Morgan, won't find her. Ball forward. Aspin has defending to do here with Umatong for company. Murray. Bull. This time it is a bit rushed from Bristol City, but Harrison putting pressure on the goalkeeper here as she nicked it. No, just Salgado just gets enough on it, clears it away, but here comes Chloe Bull. Chipped ball forwards towards Harrison. Harrison this time is offside, so won't even bother trying to go after that one. But Harrison's so close to getting there ahead of the goalkeeper.
See, we're really goal hungry in this game.
Lazelle charging forward now, trying to find a player to pass to. Goes back to Harrison in an unusual wide position. In comes the cross, headed clear. Well, City like a shark smelling blood in the water at the moment. They're going for the kill all the time. Relentless attacking pressure at the moment. Ball still in play. Cataldo on the edge of the box. Finds Harrison. Only one option. She loses the ball in the end. Umatong and Aspin does really well, and I think she's won the throw there. Excellent work from the teenager. Not given Umatong a sniff this afternoon. And I think, James, we mentioned at half-time, City just lose possession there, that Lauren will be happy but not satisfied with what she's seen. Her emotions probably will have changed now, I'd have thought.
Yeah, I think so. I think the things that we spoke about are the things that we're now starting to see happen. You know, in terms of out of possession, we're trying to go and get it back. But then also when we have the ball, the quality has been much better, much cleaner in terms of possession. And again, we're still finding those opportunities, but we're probably taking an extra pass or two in the build-up, which is working and it's helping us. And it could be in again there.
Yeah, really. I was going to say, there's another opportunity there. It's not really worked for them this afternoon, the long ball forward. It's been nice build-up play that's got them their goals, but that one almost broke through for Abby Harrison. Pressure comes again on this Lewes defence, and Morgan now on the far side rather than the near has an opportunity to shoot with her right foot, and the deflection worked out well for Salgado.
And I think that's a big difference in the second half. You know, we didn't win that ball then, but actually because of our pressure we forced an error, so we're picking up the second ball, which is giving us a lot more opportunities to go and try and score goals.
And I think Lewes are really struggling in this particular area of the pitch. That normally you're expecting the pressure to come near the opposition's goal, but it's coming on their edge of their own box. But here they come now with an opportunity. A cross in has evaded everybody, but at the back post there's a chance for Cross to shoot, but Cataldo does well to clear it away. Finally, Lewes can just get a breathers inside the centre circle. Chips ball forward, finds Murray. Morgan, not many options up there with her. Decides to go long, looking for Beaver Jones. Beaver Jones does have the pace. But Salgado will collect. Ball over on the far side. Is there an opportunity to get across into the box? That's a nice turn. More time now. Only one in the box as an option. Towards the back post, it's evaded everybody, but that's a great effort. Bentley looked pretty calm and collected there on the back post, but it was a decent effort.
We've just dipped in the last couple of minutes, and that's twice now they've managed to sort of enter the penalty area, which is something we just need to try and pick it back up so that's not happening again.
Lots of options on the bench for City today. Ella Powell, Amy Palmer, Simran Jamat, Gwen Davies, Maisie Collis, Izzy Cook and Jess Woolley. Beaver Jones is the first substitution that Lauren Smith's made, and she's on the ball now with a cross towards the back post. Might it find Morgan? Well, it needed something extraordinary to get on the end of it. The bounce didn't fall kindly to Fionn Morgan. So yeah, plenty of options on the bench there, James. When we'll see the next substitution and who you think it might be.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody in one of the midfield three. If maybe they just get an opportunity of, kind of resting their legs a little bit, really, because of, obviously said we've still got a couple of games left between now and the end of the year. So I think it's probably going to be one of the midfield players that will probably be the next one that comes off.
And both of the Bulls, Chloe and Jasmine, have been very impressive today.
Been great today, yeah.
Controlling the ball well, always looking forward if they can to find the pass. Jasmine, of course, born in Yate, coming up through the academy, so great to see her get an extended run in the first team. Crowd calling for "We want 5." In comes the cross now towards the back post. It's evaded everybody and gone in. Well, that little trick has worked a couple of times now for Bristol City, and we see it again. In comes the cross. I really don't think it's taken a touch off anyone. It's gone all the way in from the corner. And Fionn Morgan in on the action now with a corner that's evaded everybody and gone straight into the back of the net. And City are enjoying themselves now. The crowd have got their wish. It's Bristol City 5, Lewes 0. And a double substitution on the way for Bristol City. I think Lauren Smith, you're right, James, probably. We'll see with these substitutions, of course. No need to risk anybody else now. So it'll be Brooke Aspin. Will it? A bit of confusion there. So Abby Harrison will come off, as will Brooke Aspin. So Ella Powell on for Brooke and Jess Woolley on for Abby Harrison. And I think that's probably a wise decision. The game is won, James. There's no need to risk Abby doing something dangerous or getting herself sent off or something like that just for the last 20 minutes or so. So a chance perhaps for Jess Woolley to get in on the action with the goals.
Great to see Jess back on the field.
A player in some respects very similar to Abby Harrison in that she's that hustling, harrying attacker, isn't she? She doesn't give a defender a moment to breathe, if you like.
And again, another player that's come through the club system, which is pleasing to see her on the field.
Free kick taken quickly. Cross comes in. It's easy enough for Bentley. Throw taken. Beaver Jones, she likes to take players on. We've mentioned that already. Decides this time to pass, though, looking for Jess Woolley. And Woolley, there it is, that hustling and harrying. Doesn't give the defender a moment's rest. Concedes a goal kick, but it pushes Lewes all the way back. And I would like to see Jess get in on the action today. It was a rough couple of years that she's been through with injury at Bristol City. It'd be great to see her on the score sheet today. Putting Salgado, the goalkeeper, under pressure there. Nice control by Beaver Jones. Pass finds its way through to Koiken, now Fionn Morgan. Can she get a second? It's well saved by the Lewes goalkeeper. Still not away though. Beaver Jones, chance to cross the ball. Well saved again by Salgado. Relentless pressure from Bristol City. All started with that great control from Beaver Jones. And then Morgan just goes for the delicate outside of the foot shot there.
I think it turned out to be quite a nice height for the goalkeeper. I think if that was probably down around her feet, she probably wouldn't have stopped that one.
There's almost a call for her just to put her foot through that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Aim for one of the corners. In comes this corner. Over everybody. Palmed away by the goalkeeper, and Lazelle tries the unorthodox. Salgado really earning her money today. Had her work cut out for her all afternoon. Still got 20 minutes to go. Another substitution on the way. And it's the end of Chloe Bull's afternoon as Amy Palmer makes a return to the Bristol City side. And we'll pick up the captain's armband as well. No surprise to see her put the captain's armband straight back on. She is a leader for this squad, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Slipped by the goalkeeper, finds Fionn Morgan. The goalkeeper's off her line. Koiken, Beaver Jones, nice control and half volley. Is wild in the wind that's starting to pick up now. Referee's called for a new ball. We should mention Chloe Bull actually. That 70 minutes that we've seen from her there, just showing yet again how important she is in that gap between the midfield and the strikers.
Yeah.
So important as a link player, isn't she?
Yeah, she's so good in terms of the retention of the ball, but as you said, a lot of the time when she's passing, she's playing forward as well, which makes her a real threat. She's been doing great this season, and is obviously getting goals as well.
Murray for Beaver Jones. Goes inside, looking for Woolley. Nice control from Woolley on the edge of the box, and she can't quite get the shot off. Might have conceded a free kick yet. Just a little bit too heavy-handed there from Jess. The first touch was decent. It just got away from her in the end, I think. A little bit too keen, perhaps, there,
yeah.
James, just to get involved. To be expected, of course. Blocked off by Fionn Morgan on the score sheet herself today. Nice control by Palmer. Lazelle wants the ball played out wide to her, or Powell I should say. Ella Powell charging forward. Was she blocked off there? The referee says yes. Just tries to knock it through the legs of a Lewes defender and run around the outside. And a yellow card as well for Hack. First chance for Amy Palmer, something of a free kick specialist in this City side, to get the ball into the box. It's about 6 options for her. In comes the cross now, headed away by a Lewes head. Cross in from Koiken, won't find an intended target. It's the trouble with that throw in over on the far side. Players were just blocked out a little bit there. Logan gets tackled by Palmer, and she's shoved off the ball there. A little bit too, again, heavy-handed there from Amy Palmer. I have to agree with the referee there. little bit more than a coming together, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a very strong shoulder to shoulder, I think. Looks like we might have an injury here, though.
Well, Lewes could avoid with one of those, quite frankly. They've only brought 14 today in their squad. There's 3 on the bench, and one of them's a goalkeeper. Just gives us a chance to have a little water break, though. It's interesting to talk about your relationship with Lauren, actually, James. We've already spoken about you've known her for 8 years, but we're talking about off air as well, that you like to give her the opportunity to have a look at those young players that you're dealing with. Is that a constant thing for you to sort of just keep giving her options and give her as many options that she can have from your youth squads?
Yeah, and I think that's probably the key part of my role, really, is once the youth pathway is running as we need it to be, and we're following the technical program that we need to follow, which fits in with the first team philosophy. It's then almost signposting for Lauren who's doing really well within that pathway. So so she's starting to paint a picture of players who are maybe a year away. They might be 3 years away, but at least it's starting to paint a picture in terms of what's coming through, the development structure within the club. So yeah, that's something we have a really strong communication line with, in terms of players that we're starting to bring through, and how we do that, how we then integrate them into the first team environment, because it's a huge step up for the players. So yeah, it's really about us trying to minimise the amount of hurdles or barriers the players have to break it into the first team, and then most importantly stay in the first team when they get there.
Throw in, finds Cross. Pass will find Cataldo, who had enough time to think about it and then still had the pace to get there ahead of a Lewes player. Excellent work from Cataldo. Finds Beaver Jones. City going in search of a 6th here with Beaver Jones. Eventually she's blocked out. Well tackled in the end. And I meant to ask you as well, how often are you knocking on Lauren Smith's door each week and saying, right, I've got another one for you? Does she get sick of seeing you?
Well, she's probably sick of seeing me, yeah. But no, it's like I said, it's an ongoing conversation that we're having, and we're really keen to make sure that the youth academy and the RTC is a huge part of the club. I think maybe over the last couple of years it may have drifted away a little bit and not been as important, or not been a focus, because the first team were kind of trying to stave off relegation for as long as they can. So I think attentions were diverted a little bit. So Lauren is very much about youth development, and obviously so am I. So yeah, it's an ongoing conversation that we're having, really, as to who's doing well, why are they doing well, and then how do we kind of find a way of making it work for them to be in and around that environment, and so we can test them or challenge them a little bit. Since I've come back, we've had a couple of games where a few academy players have come into HPC, and we've played an in-house game, which has been great, and it again just highlights to Lauren the players who are just below her first team right now.
More gems on the horizon, we hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
More gems like Jasmine Bull, who's putting pressure here on Cross. Can she win the ball? She's got the pace, certainly. Excellent work there from Jasmine Bull. Really making that central midfield position her own in the last month or so. Another substitution, it looks like, for Bristol City. Fionn Morgan is going to be replaced by Simran Jamat. Fionn Morgan, I think it's fair enough to give her a breather this afternoon. She's done enough running in that 78 minutes for...
Covered a lot of ground.
She certainly has, and got a goal as well. But another great opportunity for Simran to show those Bristol City fans what she can do. Long ball forward. One for Jess Woolley to chase. Has she got the pace to beat Hack? Not this time. New ball required there. It's just rolled underneath the HPC. Just over 10 minutes to go in this one. City very, very comfortable this afternoon. So much attacking intent. They're still going, looking for a sixth. Nice ball inside to find Beaver Jones. Regains her footing. Cataldo. Woolley looking to get across into the box, or a pass perhaps. Nice turn from Woolley. Low cross. Easy enough for Salgado.
Lewes just can't find a way out now. They're just giving the ball back to us.
Bull. Palmer looking for a cross. Deep cross. Evades everybody. I think the wind caught that one. You can see it on the flags and you can hear it on our mics as well. Gets a bit brisk up at the HPC. Umatong trying to control under pressure from Lazel. Lazel does just enough to hold her off as well, which is good work. And City will have the throw too. And tomorrow morning or Tuesday morning, James, what sort of things does Lauren Smith go through with this game? This, this near perfect game. What will she pick out as something to talk about?
There'll always be parts that you can improve. So the staff will look at that over the next day or so, and then Tuesday they'll have a catch up with the team in terms of the reinforcing the positives, and because obviously there's lots of positives from today, but also areas of development for the players and for the team, and then obviously focus will then turn quite quickly to to the next game.
City almost certainly in the hat for the fourth round now. Take a minor miracle here from Lewes to get back into this game, but City, if they can, will be looking for more goals. As you say, James, they're just not letting Lewes out of that particular position deep inside their own half. There's nowhere for them to go. They'll be thankful that this is the last time that they play City at the High Performance Centre this season. Fourth time in 2021 they've been here. Nice ball, finds Jamat. Beaver Jones has stolen it here. She's 25 yards out, has a go, and that one's still rising. Worth a shout, not many options ahead of her, of course. And much like Abby Harrison, why not? She's in good form. I guess it's things like that that Lauren Smith will go through on Tuesday morning, making the most of opportunities when it's not on, perhaps. Powell. Nice work from Bull. One for Koiken to chase. Jasmine Bull has time to go back to Bentley. City just seeing this one out now. Ayisi and Umatong. Eventually finds Umatong on the edge of the box, who shoots. Well saved by Fran Bentley. Not had much to do in this game, but it's excellent work from her. Bit of confusion between her and Ayisi of who is going to get the ball. Umatong takes charge and draws a save from Fran Bentley. Must be hard for a goalkeeper when they've had nothing to do like this to really maintain that concentration.
Yeah.
And make the most of the opportunities when they come. In comes the cross now towards the back post. I think it was Hack down there throwing herself at it. But I do think it's evaded everybody. Might have just taken the deflection off a City head. Throw into Lewes. Substitution on the way for Lewes. Hudson coming on. Throw in taken, bit too forcefully for the referee. It's actually a foul throw. So play switches hands. Still in play. Beaver Jones has a bit of space to run into now. Needs a bit of help. Might come from Jamat. Here she comes. Beaver Jones and Jamat just trying to figure out who's taking charge here. Loose pass in the end from Beaver Jones. Just sort of seemed to get in each other's way a little bit there,
Yeah.
Aggie and Simran.
Thought that was going to be a promising attack then.
Ball goes back to the goalkeeper. No, it doesn't. Evades the goalkeeper. Corner kick to Bristol City. And you have to feel for Lewes. It's been a really tough afternoon. They came here with only 14 players. The bare minimum, really, for a matchday squad. It's not been a fun afternoon at all.
No, absolutely not.
City have done what they can. Amy Palmer over this corner kick towards the front post, bouncing around. Cleared away in the end, as far as Ella Powell. Bit of time on the ball. Cataldo. Murray. No pressure coming at the moment from those Lewes attackers. So Lazelle can just try and chip one forward to Woolley, who's onside. Overlapping run from Powell if she needs her. Decides to go onto her right foot. Can she get a shot off here? Jess Woolley decides to go back to Powell now. Nice cut inside. In comes the cross, headed away in the end. Palmer might be able to clear it up though. Shot from Palmer. Easy save. Could almost tell Jess Woolley there was so keen to try and just find that angle of
where
to get the shot off.
I thought she was gonna take a shot.
Here she is again, trying to play in Jamat. Now, Koiken. Jamat. Turns on the edge of the box. She's facing goal. Finds Koiken, who does get the shot off. It's not her best effort, though. And slides past the far post. Another stoppage here for a substitution for Lewes. Balfour coming on. And that should be the last of the Lewes subs. Because their next substitute is a goalkeeper. Two minutes to go in this one. Balfour with her first touch, immediately under pressure from Jess Woolley, but turns really nicely. Tries to get the ball forward and wins a free kick. It's not a good start to the afternoon for Balfour. She's literally just come on.
No.
It does look really nasty. There's some of the City medical team coming down to help her out now as well. And that's not good to see. That was literally her first touch. It's going to be a yellow card for Jasmine Bull. Doesn't look pleased about her own challenge at all. It was literally her first touch as well, James. Did really well. Nice turn.
Yeah.
Charging forward. In the meantime, we're going to have a look at the goals number 4 and 5 here. This is the fourth one. So there's Jasmine Bull. Really nice build-up play, though, James, as you mentioned.
great ball in.
That's good work. Good, almost a poacher's finish, if you like, from Bull.
Yeah, it's that desire to be first to the ball in the penalty area.
And then this is Fionn Morgan, just making the opportunity of making the most of the weather conditions. Sail straight into the goalkeeper. Not the first time that we've seen that at the HBC either.
No. It's becoming a bit of a habit, that, isn't it?
Something about that corner. I don't know what it is. Make the most of your conditions, I guess. Now, some of the other FA Cup fixtures around this afternoon. Is there anyone that you'd like in the next round, James?
I think another home game would be good. I think opponent, I don't know. I don't really know what Lauren would want or who Lauren would want, but she may have somebody in mind.
Yeah. Well, there's in the hat now. We've got Sheffield United, Liverpool are in the hat. They've won 4-0 today against Burnley away from home. Plymouth Argyle have won 5-0. Forest, Sunderland, West Brom, Durham won 6-0 today away from home at Leeds. And Billericay Town beat Chesham United 10-0 away today in the FA Cup. So they're definitely going to be in the hat. And then potential, I don't have those results to hand right now, but Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Blackburn are also. It was Portsmouth Southampton today as well. So plenty of options for Bristol City in the next round.
Yeah, another home tie I think would be good.
That would be good. Making something of a fortress now, aren't we?
Yeah.
The HBC. It was new this season, of course, for the girls playing at Bath last year, but now it really sort of feels like
it's home.
Yeah, they've made it home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great facility. You know, the surface, all of the behind the scenes facilities we have there as well is fantastic for the players to have.
Yeah, and how have you found the experience, and how have the girls found the experience of sharing the facility with the boys?
Yeah, it's our youth academy is based at SGS, so we still spend most of our time there. So I only really go in and around HBC if we have an in-house game, or maybe if we have some staff training, or I'll occasionally go into the first team training when they train up there as well. Yep. So, but no, I think it's a really nice sign, I suppose, for the from the club's perspective, that the women's team are being treated the same as the men's team, and I think that's really important. And I know the girls feel really welcome when they're up there, so it's great. Long may that continue.
So obviously we can't hear what the referees are saying here, but I just wonder, James, there's a discussion going on now between Lauren Smith, the Bristol City manager, the Lewes manager. We're into the added time here. I wonder if the discussion here is, if Balfour can't continue,
do we call it?
Do we call it?
Yeah.
Do we bother with the last 5 minutes? The next substitution that Lewes can make is a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
She won't be playing left wing, or she hasn't played left wing. Is there a discussion to be had about?
Yeah,
call it there?
I think that's what they're deciding. I think both teams obviously are going to need to agree it.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not like the game's 1-1 or it's it's a 1-0. So I think that would probably be the sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
But again, I think you need everybody in agreement with this.
Well, there's a nod of the head from both managers here, and a discussion with the referee and the referee's assistant as we see the cart come on, if you like, for Balfour, who's injured at the moment. I wonder if that's what the discussion is about.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Do we bother with added time here and just call it now? Difficult situation this as well, isn't it, for both sides, really? You go into your mind thinking you don't really want any stoppages like this, because it sort of kills all the momentum, and you have to sort of warm up again, if you like, if that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, again, obviously first thoughts are with the player, Balfour, that's injured. But yeah, it does. It is a disruption. But I think, again, with it being this late in the game, I think we were probably already into stoppage time just about when this happened. And with the scoreline being what it is, I suppose that's probably the decision they will make.
So we're going to be speaking to Lauren Smith actually at the end of this game. She goes on to just help out where she can with those medical staff. So don't go anywhere at the end of the game, because we're going to be speaking to Lauren Smith plus Fionn Morgan. scorer today, a standout, I think.
Yeah.
James, she's been absolutely superb. So much running in it. And we're going to be speaking to her about today's 5-0 at the moment victory for Bristol City. And just obviously, as you mentioned, James, our concern is with the player down injured at the moment, Balfour.
Yeah.
It looked in some ways totally innocuous, really.
Yeah,
going back to it.
I thought it was more of a coming together rather than a, it certainly wasn't a nasty challenge, I didn't think, but...
Jasmine Bull did get booked for it. But as you say, there was the look on Jasmine's face, there was no malice in it at all. It was, as you say, a coming together. An eye on Bristol City's next fixtures. They're back in action on Wednesday in the Continental Cup. A chance to go through as group winners on Wednesday. They play Crystal Palace. And then we will be talking about exciting fixtures then, going through as group winners, James, of that group.
Yeah.
Continental Cup, if you win your group, you go up against some pretty big teams, plus the teams that are in the Champions League, of course. So opportunity to perhaps play Chelsea and the likes of that. Well, here is an interesting development, because that isn't Howells. That is the goalkeeper, Hartley. You can see the smile on her face, because she shouldn't be wearing that kit at all. So it looks like, at the moment, we are going to be playing that added time, and Lewes are going to make that change of Hartley for Balfour. In some ways, it's pleasing that she can see the funny side of it, of course. I don't think she expected at all today to be playing today, certainly not in the outfield. But she might have a few minutes out on the field at the moment. And also later this month, on the 19th of December, so next Sunday, City travel to London City Lionesses in the Championship to round off their 2021. And then the next time we'll be here on Robins TV covering a Bristol City women's game will be on the 9th of January. Feels like ages away. Against Coventry United. A tough 1-1 draw away at Coventry United earlier in the season, by the way. Can City go one better against Coventry? Well, we'll find out next month here on Robins TV. For the boys, by the way, in terms of the Robins TV schedule, for overseas fans, they play Huddersfield next Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. We'll be live on Robins TV from 2:30. And then it's a pretty busy winter schedule for them. Boxing Day away at Luton. If you are watching Robins TV in this country, you'll be able to watch that. Domestic audience can watch Bristol City take on Luton Town away from home on Boxing Day. Again, a 3 p.m. kickoff. We'll be live from 2:30. And December the 30th, they play QPR on a 7:45 kickoff. And then January the 2nd, the first game of 2022, they take on Millwall on Sunday in a 1 p.m. kickoff at Ashton Gate. Never stops, does it, football?
No.
It might be Christmas on the way, but it never stops.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
I suppose that's a question for you, actually. In terms of the development side of things, do you get much of Christmas?
Yeah, with the age groups. So we did our last training sessions on Friday night for the 11s through to the 16s. The 21s will finish their training on Wednesday this week. And then that's them done until, I think it's about the 4th or 5th of January that they'll then come back in. So they do get a little bit of time, and
nice.
The youth academy staff get a little bit of time as well. So that is nice.
That is good.
The first team schedule is pretty relentless in terms of training throughout the Christmas period.
I suppose the girls are lucky in a sense that they don't have to play on Boxing Day, but they don't really get much more of a break, do they? Or
no, they'll train. They'll have a couple of days. They'll have a few days,
Yeah.
but you know they'll certainly train between Christmas and New Year, and you know as soon as the New Year is done, they're back in again. Then ready for that first game back.
Yeah. Lauren Smith down there. Still. Still having conversations with the medical staff and the referee. I mean, we're thinking that perhaps this game might be called off.
Yeah, well,
now, James.
I think they would have done it. I think they would have done it by now. If I'm honest, I think they would have got the rest of the players off the field. So I seem to think they have the intention of continuing it.
Yeah. In terms of carrying on the game, the medical staff would have to leave the ground with Balfour, so we couldn't continue the game, I guess, with no medical staff here. So it's interesting to see what the referee's decision is. There's Lauren Smith helping out where she can. Helping out with that scoop board, I think it's called, to help Balfour out. She's been down for 10 minutes now. It's almost on 90 minutes, I think it was, really. Really difficult situation for her, so we hope that she's okay. Good looks of things, she is on that board now, which is a good sign. I think it's a combination of Lewes members of staff and City members of staff helping her out as much as they can. The Lewes manager helping out as well. Yeah, you can see the girls' goalkeeping coach helping out. Yeah, we hope that she's okay. So if the Lewes doctor goes off with Balfour here, the City doctor can stay, which might mean that we'll be able to finish off this game to a result. It's going to be a bizarre added time sort of situation that we'll find ourselves in, James, because...
Yeah, I was thinking it was probably about 3 or 4 minutes we would have had because of substitutions and goals, but yeah, it's been a long break for the players that have stayed on the field as well.
Having said that, though, I think if we ticked over into 90 minutes when that happened, we should still only get 3 or 4 more added on, really, shouldn't we? We're not missing 12 minutes of play here.
No,
we're only missing...
No, it should be just a couple of minutes, I think.
It should just be 3 or 4 minutes. So, bizarre situation for that young goalkeeper, for Lewes to find herself in. Hartley, she is going to come on, by the looks of things. And young Balfour just getting clapped off there. And we hope that she's okay.
Yeah.
It's nothing too serious, but 12 minutes stoppage time is never a good sign.
No.
Right, so over to you, Hartley. Bizarre situation we find ourselves in now. I'm trying to think of examples of when goalkeepers have played outfield. I think David James might have done it for Manchester City once.
Yeah, I don't think there's many.
There's not many, though. No.
There may have been a couple of outfielders that have found themselves in goal.
Indeed, yeah, not very often the other way round.
No.
Well, that's one to tick off for you football fans out there. Goalkeeper playing outfield today.
All goalkeepers kind of fancy themselves as a centre forward, don't they? So
It's time to put that into action. Hasn't had a touch of the ball yet. Looks like she's going up front. Did the ball stay in play? Just about. It looks like it's gone out now. The referee has called for the first one to have gone out of play. It's a bizarre sort of few minutes this now, James. Everyone's sort of playing at 50% almost. Obviously, Lewes team a little bit shaken up by what they've seen happen to Balfour.
And
City
again, I
probably
think,
know that the game's done.
Because of the scoreline as well. Like I said, if it was a 0-0 or a 1-1 or a 1-0, it would have probably reignited very quickly. But I think based on the state of the game, it's very difficult to get everybody to switch back onto it.
So we're just waiting for the referee to blow a whistle now, really. Clock's been in the red for nearly 15 minutes. As Jasmine Bull picks up the ball and tries to switch play out, looking for a player out wide. Not found one. Throw taken. Haisi controls with her chest. She's under pressure, so switches the play out wide, and the ball is lost in the box. Salgado does well to use her gloves there to just punch it through for herself to catch. Good work there. Lewes living dangerously at the back once again. Seconds ticking down. Hard to tell how much time the referee did add on in the end, I think. Murray. Wayward pass, but it does find Cataldo. Gets a little kick on the ankle. She could have played on there. Oh. It's going to be a free kick to Bristol City. Almost thought Cataldo did enough there, despite the knock on the ankle, to continue playing, but...
Yeah, she almost wriggled away, didn't she?
Hazel. Ball cleared away. Koikum. Loose pass. Could this be a chance for Lewes? Charging into the box now. Umatong is there. Stood up well by Lazel, and the ball rolls underneath Umatong's foot to be a goal kick, which Fran Bentley will take. And Umatong's chances really have been few and far between in this game, James.
Yeah. There you go.
And that will do it. A bizarre few minutes at the end of the game there, but that shouldn't detract from the fact that City have been very, very comfortable this afternoon. An extended game, if you like, but James, Bristol City 5-0 winners and well deserved in the end.
Yeah, I think we really started to play closer to our potential in the second half of the game in particular. So yeah, very, very comfortable win in the end, and into the hat for the next round.
Absolutely right. We're going to go back to the studio. We're going to have a look at all of the goals from this afternoon. Plus, we're going to hear from the gaffer and Fionn Morgan.
We heard the UK's yoghurt-loving superfans wanted something super thick and homegrown. A yoghurt that's high in protein, low in fat, and naturally low in sugar. Fit for breakfast, lunch, and everything in between. But such a thing didn't exist. So we made our own. Yo Valley Super Thick, lovingly made on home soil.
Archer here from the Nexus Group. Hopefully by now you recognise our logo on the back of the lads' shorts. As a City fan and a Bristol businessman, I want to help as many companies as I can with their recruitment needs, especially as we come out of this awful pandemic and lockdown. And for any customer, new or old, that puts an order in with us before now and the beginning of next season, we'll put you in a draw to win a VIP matchday experience as guests of me and the Nexus team.
Hi, I'm Mark Johnson, the founder of Mojo Active. We are here in North Bristol and we've got around about 80 acres of outdoor green space and woodland area, and we can organise events for small team building right through to large corporate entertainment events for anything up to 500-600 people. We can specifically address key objectives, anything from leadership, team building, team cohesion, trust. We can tailor our activities and events to all age groups and abilities. Here at Mojo Active, we understand how important it is to get outdoors with your team, whether that's to reward success or acknowledge team's performance, but we can do that here for you. If you're interested in getting your team outdoors and having some fun and really rewarding them, then get in touch through Mojo Active.
Well, what an afternoon of football. I hope you enjoyed that one at home just as much as we did here in the studio, James. 5-0. That's a near perfect display from Lauren Smith's team.
Yeah, it was good. Second half, I thought was, we really went up a couple of gears, which kind of played closer to the potential that we have, and we know that we have. So yeah, it was a very good day in the end.
Yeah, I mean, we're hopefully going to speak to Fionn Morgan and the gaffer very shortly. But before we do that, I just want to talk about, the way the girls performed today. Defensively, first off, they were superb.
Yeah, we were. The back line were very good in the first half, because I think they had a few times where they were tested by direct balls from Lewes. But I think second half we almost as a team pressed and defended from the front a little bit better, which it got to a point where Lewes couldn't get out against us. We were picking the ball up all the time, which again just gives you more opportunities to go and score more goals, which is obviously what we did in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to pick out Abby Harrison or one of the other attackers, but who was your sort of man of the match or player of the match today?
I think Jazz Bull was great. I thought she did really, really well. I think Chloe Bull was very close to her as well. But no, I think probably Jazz stole it for me, really.
Yeah, superb in the centre
Yeah.
of midfield. Okay, well, while we wait for the gaffer and Fionn Morgan to join us live on Robins TV, let's have a look at the goals from today. And of course, City went 1-0 up and a superb finish here.
Yeah, this was, as we said, this was probably the first time Abby kind of got herself out of the central area, and she had no pressure. And then obviously a thumping finish. It's going to be very difficult to stop that.
There's not a lot the goalkeeper can do about that one, really, is there? And I think it was just an example of Lewes. They tried so hard to keep her quiet, but when you do give her an inch of space, and there was too many inches there.
She just needs one chance.
Yeah.
Just give her one chance and she's going to hit the target. And, like I said, that was the first one into the game that she had that opportunity. But I think that kind of came from her movement of finding that half space to go and receive the ball in.
So it was only 1-0 at half-time, and it's quite an even-ish game. As City had plenty of chances, but within a minute of the second half, Aggie Beaver-Jones comes on, and within 2 touches, she makes it 2-0. It's a great finish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a terrific finish. Again, recognition of where the goalkeeper is. And to do that so quickly on the, what you just come on the field is
amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's got that in her locker. I think she scored one at Ashton Gate, very sort of similar, across her body, smashed into the top corner. A real talent that Bristol City have found.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's we're lucky to have her.
Okay, right. Well, let's go back up to the HPC now, because I think Dave Barton is with one of Lauren Smith or Fionn Morgan. We'll find out now. Okay, we are going to speak to Lauren Smith. You saw her there. We'll just let them know that we're ready. We are going to speak to Lauren Smith. It's live TV, James. This happens. This sort of stuff happens all the time. Okay, I mean, if we're ready to go to Lauren Smith, we'll go to her very shortly. But very quickly on Aggie Beaver-Jones, a real talent that Bristol City have found. Is what more could we hope to see in terms of development from her over the next few months while she's still here at Bristol City?
I think you see it every time she gets on the ball. She's so positive. She wants to get at opponents. But just as importantly, the quality on the ball. There were a couple of deliveries that she put into the penalty area, which were really, really good. We didn't capitalise on them today, but no, I think she offers such a threat in the final third. But again, it's somebody that also, if you're playing against a team and you're under a little bit of pressure, when you give her the ball, she can stay on the ball to buy you a little bit of time or to get support players around her. So, yeah, she's a real talent, and as you said, somebody we're really lucky to have at the moment.
Okay, let's try this again. So Lauren Smith is with Dave Barton up at the HPC.
Lauren, how pleased are you with that result?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it at the start, didn't we, about needing that consistency off the back of an international break, and we've done that today and performed really well, and the second half just relentless. So very, very pleased to be in the hat tomorrow.
1-0 at half-time. What did you say at half-time? Was it just a case of keep going, the goals will come?
Yeah, we were just overplaying things in the final third and getting a bit desperate. So as soon as we settled a little bit, we took our chances better. We talked about a few options in the final third, and then just to deal with their long ball. So as soon as we adjusted those two things, I think the majority of the second half was played in our half of the pitch, their half of the pitch. Sorry. So they did what we asked, but they knew at half-time themselves that they could do more. So it was good to see.
It's a really clinical finishing there, and some delightful chips, and your trademark corner from the goal as well.
Yeah, again, we work on it every day, finishing and final third play, and to get it to come off so many times and have different scorers as well. I'm really pleased for those that put the ball in there. So, and I think that by the end, it died a little bit at the end. Obviously, the players were okay, but I think there could have been more in it if that hadn't happened. I don't think we'd have stopped at any point. And
as you said, you're in the hat for the next round. It's another big week, isn't it? Conti Cup on Wednesday, and then back to league action on Sunday. Yeah, so it's an important week as well. 3 really important games. We want to win them all. We want to be in the Conti Cup in the next round as well. And obviously that game at the end of that takes us into Christmas is a big game against London City, because they've been doing really, really well. So it's a good challenge for us next Sunday as well. Well done today.
Thank you.
Excellent. Right, we're going to do Fee.
Well, there you have it. Fiona Morgan's next up. Thank you very much. Little teaser for what's to come. So Fiona Morgan coming up very shortly, but Lauren Smith, I mean, she'll go home tonight and be pretty satisfied with what she's seen, won't she?
Yeah, absolutely. And FA Cup, it's all about getting to the next round, which we've done, but we've done it very convincingly as well, which is obviously the icing on the cake.
We mentioned it in the first half, and it was only 1-0. A victory here would certainly help with the league confidence. Not that they're lacking in that, of course, but 5-0. I mean, that just absolutely confidence is sky high at the moment.
It's just momentum. You're building momentum game after game, and again, Lauren's mentioned it there. There's different scorers getting on the score sheet as well. So we're not relying on one particular person, because we've got goals throughout the team. So yeah, a really good place to be at the moment.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's hear from one of the goal scorers now. Fionn Morgan is with Dave Barton.
Well, Fionn, 5 goals and through to the next round. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, super excited. We came out here, we had a plan and we executed that so well. Bit slow in the first half, but second half we were flying, so yeah, really excited.
Obviously, you've been out for a month, but you went to Wales, you got some game time, and you scored a goal from a corner today. You can't get better than that.
Yeah, I'm excited to be playing higher. I played on the wing with Wales, so to come here and do the same here, it's exciting for me, so I just need to take the opportunity, and I feel like I hopefully did today, so yeah, hopefully that will continue.
6 out of 7 wins at home.
Yes.
Do you feel some momentum building?
Hopefully, that's all we've been waiting for. At the start of the season it was a bit slow, and we're just finding that back-to-back wins, and we've got that now. I mean, we've won the last 3, I think, unbeaten 7, so we've got our momentum, and it's just to take that now into the next game and our league game as well.
I'm sure you'll word of sympathy. You know what it's like to be out injured, but the Kelly Balfour at the end,
yeah.
I'm sure you'd pass on your best wishes and the team to her.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know what it's like to be out for ages, and I think I heard that she'd already been injured and she's just coming back, so it's awful. It's part of the game, but it's heartbreaking, so wish her all the best with the recovery and hope that it's not too serious.
Pass on those best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All good.
Phil Morgan there chatting with Dave Barton, and Dave mentioned there about momentum building. I think it's already here, isn't it? They're flying at the moment.
Yeah, we're in a great run. It's keeping it going. There's that line between having the momentum and the confidence and not having that overconfidence to expect the result to just happen. But I'm sure Lauren will keep on top of the players as far as that's concerned, to make sure they're constantly fighting for every game.
Okay, so let's have a round-up now of the rest of the goals. We've only got sort of halfway through them at the moment. So goal number 3 is next up for us. And again, I think this is one of the better ones in terms of the build-up play, and then the finish.
Yeah,
superb.
Yeah, the finish is it's top quality, isn't it? Great little reverse pass by Fionn, and then, you know, Abby's awareness, and then also not just seeing it, but able to execute it is, you know, is even tougher. So yeah, it's a really good goal.
You know you're in good form when you're not even celebrating them anymore. You just shrug your shoulders. Yeah,
it's just what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 8 goals in 7 games. It's nothing really. Goal number 4 for us now, and this one, not the pick of the bunch, but we'll take it. A poacher's finish, we'll say, from Chloe. But nice build-up play again.
Yeah, again, you know, when we started using that width a little bit more, we became a real threat. And, you know, as I said, I think in commentary, the desire to go and win that ball. You know, there were a lot of Lewes players in that 6-yard box, but it was one of our players put their head on the ball, which is good that we had that desire.
And then finally, it was 5. And as we've already spoken to Phil Morgan about, it came straight from a corner. A bit of a signature move now.
Yeah, it is. It's so difficult to defend as well. You know, when you put that whip and height on the ball, and it is, and it's, as you said earlier on, it's from that corner all the time as well. So yeah, it's good. We want to keep doing those if we can.
Yeah, what a way to round off 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
pretty good. Well, James, thank you for your expert guidance today. It's been great having you on here, and we hope to see you again very soon.
Yeah, my pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you very much also to you for watching Robins TV this afternoon. All that's left to say is thank you for your support in 2021. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.